It's July and this is the Library Roadshow. On the show today, Baton Rouge Respect, Team Film Producers, and DNA. Welcome to the July edition of the Library Roadshow. I'm Mary Stein, and this is a production of your East Baton Rouge Parish Library System. Now, reading is its own reward, but it's awfully nice to get prizes, too. The summer reading programs for children, teens, and even adults are in full swing, and it is certainly not too late to register to read and win prizes all along the way. Just pick up a reading log at your nearest library. There are no tests, I promise. All you have to do is keep track of what you're reading, and adults can even substitute an event for a book. So keep modeling good reading habits for the kiddos and help them develop a habit of reading. We've hit the halfway mark for 2017 and our bicentennial year is going strong. We've already celebrated Wear Red Day and wined and dined our way through a number of luncheons, dinners, and galas. We've used our red sticks to start knitting 200 things to share with local nonprofits, and we've enjoyed a number of lectures, tours, and exhibits all over the parish. A Pilot's Life for Me is going strong at the Old State Capitol, and Baton Rouge 200 Years on the River is on display at the Rural Life Museum until mid-September. Magnolia Mound Plantation is honoring the bicentennial by offering free admission on the first Sunday of each month. And of course, the library continues to produce free programs for adults. And adults in the summer reading program are earning this great bicentennial messenger bag when they finish reading 3 books for Red Stick Reads. But I'm so loving how local businesses and community groups are getting into the celebration too. Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry is handing out a complimentary lapel pin featuring the bicentennial logo. Rotolo's Pizzeria is using bicentennial Go Cups. Hampton Inn and Suites Downtown is serving in bicentennial wine glasses. Ferrara Fire Apparatus designed and produced a special bicentennial time capsule, and Marucci Bats created a special BR200 bat emblazoned with the bicentennial logo. Watch for special bottles arriving soon from Coca-Cola Bottling Company later this summer. There's plenty of time for your business or club to jump on the bicentennial bandwagon. Check out www.batonrouge200.com to find out more.
Free access to books, audio, and library resources are just a few of the benefits available to you when you get a library card. Need free access to a computer? You get that. Want free access to premium digital resources like Mango Languages and lynda.com? You get that. Need to book a meeting space? You get that. Heck, you can even check out a telescope or use a digital printer with your library card. If you live in East Baton Rouge Parish, pick up your free library card from your local branch library today. Premium access to everything the library system has to offer is waiting for you.
In today's fast-paced world, knowing how to use a computer helps you get ahead in life. And being comfortable with technology can really mean the difference between getting a promotion or even getting a job in the first place. Plus, who doesn't want to save time and energy to streamline your own budget, organize your important papers, or even stay in touch with friends and family? But many of us lack the basic skills and confidence to even get started. Or maybe we know enough to poke around the internet and answer emails, but not much else. The library's new platform, Digital Learn, can really help you out. Adam St. Pierre joins us now to explain in the Digital Download.
Your library is partnered with the Public Library Association and Cox Communications to deliver a new computer literacy platform called Digital Learn. So what exactly is Digital Learn and how do you use it? When you arrive at ebrpl.digitallearn.org, you'll be greeted by all of the different courses that you can sign up for and start taking. But if you want a customized list of courses based on your skill level, you'll need to create an account and take a quick 5-question survey. From there, you can learn how to use Skype, get started on Facebook, how to avoid scams online, teach yourself some Windows 10 and 7, create a resume, and even just the basics of what is a computer. And your library will be adding content as we go. Just head over to ebrpl.digitallearn.org to start learning for free.
Thanks, Adam. If you're not on board the digital train, you'll be left behind. Don't let the world of technology pass you by. Check out this free resource and take advantage of the many free live classes we offer each month at libraries all over the parish. Let's shift gears and check in with Kayla Perkins, reporting in from Beyond the Stacks.
Do you have a budding filmmaker in the family? Are you looking for a kids camp for an aspiring young actor? Well, the library has you covered. The summertime brings all kinds of cool programs for all ages. Teens had a chance to learn about film production in a free camp with NOVAC, and we're at the Zachary branch to find out what's going on. Let's check it out.
C19, take 2.
NOVAC, the New Orleans Video Access Center, is a nonprofit organization that aims to help folks in the filmmaking industry.
And this is the military equivalent of, oh my gosh, look up there!
Clay with NOVAC took time during our visit to introduce the group and explain why they hold programs just like this one.
NOVAC's regular purpose is to train adults for jobs in the film industry. And they've been doing that in New Orleans since the 70s, and they recently last couple of years, got an office in Baton Rouge. And so one of the things that it can do besides just give free workshops for adults to train in the film industry is to reach out and hopefully inspire the next generation of filmmakers and film industry professionals by doing programs for kids.
And that's exactly what this was. Kids in the Zachary community got to enjoy a free film-inspired summer camp at their local branch library. For many, it was their first exposure to filmmaking. I wondered, what did you learn?
That filmmaking takes a lot longer than I thought it would. I thought it only took like maybe an hour, like a day, but it takes a long time. Just to shoot like one scene takes forever.
The point every week is to make a short film. So we start off, and I start off by showing them a couple of short films and talking about short film structure and film structure in general. We talk about all the different jobs that there are on a movie set, which there are a ton, and then we come up with a short story. So this year is the bicentennial of Baton Rouge, and so we're doing something about the history of Baton Rouge. We had one group do something about Huey Long, and one group do something about the Battle of Baton Rouge, the Revolutionary War battle, and so they picked different things. But we will create a short film story. We then film the story, and then by the end of the week, if we've done our jobs in a timely fashion, we show them a little bit of the editing process while we're editing together their story. And then at the end of the week, though, they've made a short film.
In the short time I was there to film this report, I could just feel the energy in the room. All the kids got a chance to be hands-on with professional film and audio equipment. It was awesome. And it was all at the library.
I think they could learn these skills any number of places. I think that it's special that it happens through the library because it's one more sort of incredible thing that your library can offer. And what I like about doing it at the library is I get to give them information, and then they have access to it. Right? If I say, oh wait, they did that shot in a movie, there's a good chance their library has that movie and they can check it out. They have books about filmmaking in the library. So they're in a place that they can then go and have further resources to further educate themselves if something tickles their interest.
Yeah. It'll help me like recognize like all the different parts. Not recognize, but it'll help me like know everything about filmmaking. And so maybe I can make my own movie and star in it one day. And also it's just fun to know.
What an awesome program. There's tons of fun happening at your East Baton Rouge Parish Library. To find out what's coming up next, pick up a copy of our monthly newsletter, The Source, or visit us online at www.ebrpl.com. The filmmaking summer camps continue across the library system. Visit your local library branch to check out their calendar. Registration for these programs are required. Mary?
Thanks, Kayla. I've already seen the first 3 short films, and I was especially pleased to see that they incorporated the Baton Rouge Bicentennial theme into their scripting. Good work. Can't wait to see the rest of them. Stay right there. After the break, show some respect. Jill Garner joins me for a chat right here on the Library Roadshow.
There are 16 million children struggling with hunger in America. That's 1 in 5 daughters, sons, neighbors, and classmates who don't know where their next meal is coming from. Yet billions of pounds of good food go to waste every year. It's time we do something about it. Feeding America is a nationwide network of food banks that helps provide meals to millions of kids and families in need. Visit feedingamerica.org to help them feed even more. Together, we can solve hunger. Together, we're feeding America.
Ballerina.
Sometimes all it takes to be a dad is remembering how to be a kid again. Take time to be a dad today.
You're watching the July edition of the Library Roadshow, everything you need to know about your local library system. Joining me today is Jill Garner, founder and executive director of Manners of the Heart. Jill is also the guiding force behind the Baton Rouge Respect Project. Okay, Jill, what is with all those hashtag #BRRespect signs I see when I'm driving around town?
Well, I'm glad you see them. I hope everyone's seeing
They're
everything.
very visible.
I hope so. I hope so. That was the purpose. The idea behind all of this actually started more than 2 years ago. And when we started looking at truly fulfilling our mission, as our nonprofit mission statement says, that we are here to equip schools, encourage families, and engage communities in what we call heart education. And we were doing that with our elementary school curriculum, teaching character and helping children make the right choices and grow up to become all they're meant to be. We were doing that by encouraging families and helping them to raise respectful children in the midst of our terribly disrespectful world. And we were also accomplishing the mission of engaging our communities in heart education through the business of manners. So as we looked at fulfilling that full mission, we thought there's still one component missing. And the missing component we felt became BRRespect, which was to be a community-wide movement that engages every sector of the community, every age, every ethnicity, socioeconomic standings, as we terribly talk too much about in Baton Rouge, every zip code, and everyone could be engaged in, and that's how BRRespect movement was born.
And the neat thing about this is it really does cross the board.
It does.
And we can all participate. It doesn't take any money.
Right.
It just takes a little bit of intention, doesn't it?
Oh, I love that word, Mary, intention. That's really what we're about. Is at the beginning you said, you know, what is this all about? It's so visible. That's what we wanted it to be. We wanted to just start people to think about, take a moment, and we just taught a lesson last week at one of the Gloryland Baptist Church for their summer camp program, and we were talking with middle school and high school kids, and we taught them to stop, breathe, think, and act. And I guess that's really what we're doing with BRRespect movement. We want people to stop, take a breath, think before you take an action, and think about what you're getting ready to say, think about what you're getting ready to do, and is that going to be a positive thought, word, action? Is it going to be a negative thought, word, or action? And then on top of that, in the Pledge of Respect, we talk about that we're doing all this for the sake of our posterity.
That's right. So we're building a community.
We're building a community, and something that we hope our children and their children will be proud to call home. And so we want people to stop, breathe, think, and act for the sake of the children, because every word we speak or every action we take, if it's in the presence of a child, we have just taught a life lesson.
That's right. It's going in there.
That's right.
And sooner or later, it's going to come out.
That's right.
So we want to be very mindful
Yes.
of what we are modeling. And some of the examples are just as simple as, for June, it was respect your neighborhood. July, the theme is respect your country.
Yes.
So what are some of the ways we can respect our country?
Well, some of those good deeds, and each week, I'll just explain that part of it, each week within this movement, accomplishment, we have a good deed.
And I hear you on the radio. It reminding me to do my good deed.
To do your good deeds. I hope my voice doesn't become haunting.
No.
I hope it's
Only
not
in a good way.
I hope so. So this, the month of July, we're starting out by honoring the flag, which is, the greatest symbol of our country, of what we were founded on, and the freedom and the liberty that we have as Americans. And so we're talking about the whole first week on how we respect our flag and what that looks like in many different ways. Then the second week, we're going to talk about civility and morality. Very difficult topic.
It is.
But part of our mission statement, again, the beginning of that mission statement leading into heart education, is to bring a return of respect and civility to our society. And so the second week, we're going to talk about that, and we're going to look at where we've fallen short and what we can do to change that and to bring back the civility that we've so lost.
That's right.
And then the third week, we're going to move on and talk about how we can thank our military. I've been working on those radio minutes you mentioned, and been doing a lot of research about when you ask the military and those serving in the military, how can we thank you? The answers they give are very different, I think, than most of us would first take thought of.
Okay.
And so we're going to really talk about that, particularly in the radio minutes, about each day there's going to be something very different that third week on ways we can thank the military, hopefully in ways that we had not thought of before.
Right.
Then we're going to close out the month of July talking about respecting our country by taking a deep look at the preamble.
Okay.
And teaching our children the preamble word for word, like we all memorized when we were growing up in school.
Right.
And maybe it would be a refresher course. I admit it has been for me, a refresher course for all of us, and look at some of those founding documents of our country.
Okay, well, to find out more about Manners of the Heart, Baton Rouge Respect, the Pledge of Respect, where do people go?
You know where it is. It's at our website. Very easy to find, mannersoftheheart.org. You'll find the pledge. In fact, you have to get past the pledge to find anything else on the website right now, because we're so committed to have our community sign on.
And we have pledges hanging in libraries all over the parish. And if you want to even write on the pledge, you can. We have some signature cards there for you. So this is such a simple, it's a truly elegant idea, and all we need to do is just go beyond lip service and embrace respect. So thank you so much for this brainchild and working through the process with us. After the break, author Tony Teeple, plus we have book reviews with one of our youngest library patrons. All that and more coming up next.
Look at me. Hey.
Raymond, look at Mommy.
Maybe the light hurts his eyes.
Maybe she's just not hungry. Maybe he can't hear us. Maybe we're not stimulating him enough. Maybe it's a phase.
Avoiding eye contact is one early sign of autism. Learn the others today. The sooner it's diagnosed, the better.
Do you wonder how your family landed here? Do you really know your family roots? Discover more about your family history at the East Baton Rouge Parish Library Genealogy Department. East Baton Rouge Parish Library. Become a member and discover more.
Welcome back to the July edition of the Library Roadshow. Author Tony Teeple has written a book about a serious issue, mental illness, but she tells it from an unusual viewpoint. Here to tell us more about her book, A Truth Worth Telling, is Tony Teeple. Let's get right to it. Okay, Tony, what is your book about?
A Truth Worth Telling takes place in a small Louisiana town during the summer of 1964. And it's the story of two daughters and their mothers. It takes a glimpse into the world of mental illness and addiction through the eyes of its 12-year-old narrator named Maggie. You may think that this would be a depressing read, but it's really not, because it's also a story of friendship, hope, and unconditional love.
What inspired your book?
My story is fiction, but it was inspired from two extraordinary people who taught me the true meaning of love. My mother was diagnosed with schizophrenia in her 20s, and she spent 18 years going in and out of mental hospitals. through everything she went through, she never lost her optimism or love for life.
How did you get your start as an author?
My start as an author is really more of a journey. Beginning in elementary school, I had a wonderful fifth grade teacher who filled our days with great literature and allowed time to write everything from poetry to plays to short stories. And that's where I fell in love with the written word.
Tony, what's your next project?
I've been doing writing, personal writing. Like right now I'm working on something for my two grandsons. But I also have in the back burner a mystery. I have begun writing it. And I have a title, Letters from the Grave. So we'll see how that turns out.
How can people learn more about you and keep in touch?
To learn more about me, you can go to my Facebook page, Truth Worth Telling. You can also email me at tonyteeple@yahoo.com.
Thanks, Tony. Your fictional account of a family struggling with schizophrenia really strikes a chord with readers. I'm told that 1 in 5 adults suffers with some form of mental illness, and a book like this really helps us all walk a mile in not only their shoes, but the shoes of their loved ones. Be sure to check the online catalog for many other useful and well-written books on this topic, plus good databases filled with information that we consumers can understand. Now let's find out what our younger readers have checked out.
Hello, my name is Aiden. I am 7 years old, and my favorite book is Vampires. Vampires have long been terrifying undead creatures of the night. The story is about vampires, how you become a vampire, and how vampires suck blood and different kind of vampires. You get bitten by a vampire, and then you get all sleepy and you don't feel good. Vampires in today's book and movies are often handsome men or beautiful women.
You know when you do like dress up for Halloween and you go get candy. You ever done that before? Well, when you're older and you do that, what are you going to dress up as?
I would probably get in my Superman suit.
Who brings you to the library?
My mom brings me to the library.
How often does she bring you?
Like a lot. I like coming to the library because you can take books to your house with the library and wherever you want, and you can get on the computer and play games.
Now remember, you can include that book on your summer reading log. Plenty of prizes left to win this summer. Stay right there. You're watching the Library Roadshow.
Do you wonder how your family landed here? Do you really know your family roots? Discover more about your family history at the East Baton Rouge Parish Library Genealogy Department. East Baton Rouge Parish Library. Become a member and discover more.
This summer, we are excited to introduce a new class focused on the role DNA plays in genealogical research. DNA has become a very popular tool for family historians. Not only can it help researchers discover their ethnic backgrounds, it can help people previously unable to do genealogy, like adoptees and people with non-traditional family backgrounds, break through that brick wall of genealogical research. Our top-notch genealogist, Angelo Sedaris, has created a new class that will review the different DNA analysis services, the science behind DNA, as well as legal and privacy concerns surrounding this rapidly growing tool. The class will be offered regularly beginning in July. Of course, we will continue to offer many other classes, including Introduction to Genealogy, How to Use the Advocate Historical Archive, and Introduction to Ancestry.com. Class schedules can be found in the source or at the Genealogy Info Guide at www.ebrpl.com. Seating in all of our classes is limited, so please call the Genealogy Department at 225-231-3751 to register.
You're watching the July edition of the Library Roadshow, a production of your East Baton Rouge Parish Library System. Genealogy research has long ruled as one of America's top leisure interests, but these new and inexpensive DNA tools have brought even more researchers into the study of family history. I know so many people, even millennials, who are eager to investigate their own DNA history. So the library is delighted to offer classes to support this line of inquiry. It's all available at the main library on Goodwood, and it's all free with your East Baton Rouge Parish Library card.
Hello there. We are well into a simply blazing hot summer, and I've got some reads that are sure to fan the flames like the fire under a crawfish pot. First up is How Not to Date by Judy McGuire. On the heels of success of How to Date in a post-dating world comes this polar opposite, a collection of dating nightmares that'll certainly let readers know what absolutely not to do on a date. Since 2000, dating columnist Judy McGuire has advised and entertained singles with her irreverent Ask a Date Girl column. For every possible type of dating scenario out there, Judy's most probably heard about it, and she's offered advice on what to do to resolve it if the problem date is still lingering. In this book, she collects some of the worst dates she has heard about, ranging from the bland to the incredibly frightening. I also picked up a heavy hitter this month, Michael Eric Dyson's Tears We Cannot Stop, A Sermon to White America. In this book, Dyson tackles modern-day racism head-on. While he's best known as a writer and sociologist, he's also an ordained Baptist minister, and his new book draws both its impassioned style and its moral urgency from his years in the pulpit. The result is one of the most frank and searing discussions of race that I've ever read. This is a book that will anger some readers, especially those who reject Dyson's central premise, that if we want true racial equality in America, whites themselves must destroy the enduring myths of white supremacy. And that's how the page turns.
I've started reading Under Our Skin, getting real about race and getting free from the fears and frustrations that divide us. This book by NFL standout Benjamin Watson is being widely read and discussed throughout Baton Rouge this summer, so the library ordered lots of copies for patrons. Plus we have copies of the discussion guide. We're going to try to get Watson on a Skype interview too, so keep watch on the website and Facebook page. And now for today's contest. Visit the library's Facebook page at facebook.com/EBRPL. Families that read together succeed together, so I want to see group photos of the whole family tricked out for reading. That's facebook.com/EBRPL, and while you're there, enjoy. We are not your grandfather's library anymore. What's coming up on the Library Roadshow next month? Well, author-producer Peggy Sweeney McDonald's show, Meanwhile Back at the Café du Monde, will get a bicentennial twist.
Tune in next month and I'll have highlights from one of our awesome summer programs.
Coming up next month, I'll share another digital resource with you.
And I'm getting ready to go back to school.
Thanks so much for joining us on the Library Roadshow. And remember, your East Baton Rouge Parish Library is open 7 days a week at each and every one of 14 branches, plus 24/7 on the web. Check us out at ebrpl.com.
And that's how I roll.